Welcome to the PIXELBERRY Choices podcast, and today we're going to be talking about Wake the Dead Chapter 7. So, as of the last chapter we saw, we were at Sunflower Creek with the elders, and the Raiders gang attacked us, Knuckles, and Boot. And this chapter we pick it up right from where we left. As a lot of you said, like the last chapter was a break in between actions, even though there was action, but it was mostly a relief chapter. You got to know people. It was more philosophical than action packed, and this chapter, boy, it had a lot of actions. So we see one of the elders got shot, and they're looking bad, and they might not make it out. He might not make it out alive, but we still quickly give orders. And by the way, as per the comments, I tried to change the outfits, so it seems like the outfits you cannot change. And there were also some posts saying if we had different outfits, that would have been better instead of this one silvery armor like blades. But this is a survival outfit, so this is the default outfit you have to wear until certain chapters. I think this book is in hiatus now for VIPs, and until chapter 12 it's still, you gotta wear that middle outfit. So back to the story, back to the plot, what happened in chapter 7. Then we quickly deliver orders of how to tackle this problem. Knuckles and others are firing shots at us, and they're loading a new gun. We tell Troy to go to Survivor's Lodge, the place where we are setting up our routes, and bring back up from there in a van, and we can load up some of the corpse from here. Some of the creek people would also help us, and then we, Angel, Ellie, and our main character, we can take off the problem that is Boot and Knuckle and their army. So they try to load a new gun, and then Ellie will say that he will jam without going near them or that weapon, the gun. They can just throw an arrow and jam that, or Angel will suggest we burst them. I went with Ellie because that seemed more technical, to be honest. Then after that, we get on the ground and fight with bottom Boot, Knuckles, and also we see hordes of zombies approaching. And for the first time we got a timed option when we get to choose a weapon that will be in that creek, and the creek people got as a gift from some other colony, but they never used it because they don't believe in violence, so it was just for showing off or decorations. So we can take that in this diamond option, and we can increase our power and save more people. So if you take that, you'd be easily given the option to, a lot of faces will be there, and it would be a timed option as I remember. And I chose to attack Boot, so I will get him down. And then we'll also see zombies. There will be it's going to be action packed. You will make them back away so far that the zombies will also come. And then by the time you'll be fighting against the raiders, all those creepy people, you'll also see Troy appearing with Mac in the van, and they will get backup, and a lot of there's creek people, Sunflower Creek people will get into that van, and there will be two other vans, one for us and one for other Willow Creek people. So they will also be trying to get as many corpse from here to plant them in our colony. And then ultimately we'll tell Feather to take as many corpse and then move from here. We will take care of the other corpse, and then there will be another person from Sunflower Creek who will be trying to taking some crops, but Knuckle will try to harm him, and then we can get in between them and save him. And in the process, we can hurt Knuckle if we have acquired enough weapon, be it the weapon we got or some previous diamond weapon that you got by spending diamonds. All in all, we'll have an upper hand, but then we'll see more people coming in and closing in on us from both sides, so we'll have to retreat. Then we get in the van, so our van with Ellie, our main character, Shannon, all of our love interest, and our main character Troy driving that van, and behind there is a Willow Creek van with all the other elders and some crops there. We drive, but we see the raiders are not done. They're still following our tail, and they're on our tail, and they're trying to get to us, or at least follow us to get to our lodge. And then we see bikers on both sides. We can take them down, and we continue taking them down one by one by using some weapons. And then we see the bullets start coming, shattering the glasses and tearing through the van, the metal rooftop, and everywhere. And also we see Troy got hit by one of the bullets in his arm, and the car sort of starts shaking and losing its balance, the van. And then we see there's also a car in the way on the right side. This is the first time we need to choose in which direction we need to go, but also we saw a car in the actual map, I mean the screen. So that was really interesting. I don't think this has ever happened before, but we have an obstacle and we see the picture. That was really too much of an interactive thing. But then they keep coming. The raiders keep coming, and then one of the goons of Knuckles, they are on their bike and also loading their machine gun to fire a new round. Then we can grab our weapon and just get rid of that person. But they keep coming. So we get an idea that van and the Willow Creek van, these two vans will go to our Sunflower Creek van, and our van that is Troy driving. These two will go to our lodge safely, and we can take someone's bike. We can basically knock one of the raiders off their bike and get the bike and distract them so that they will follow our trail. Meanwhile, they can go to safety, and we can sort of meet them again on Survivor's Lodge. So basically, Ellie proposed this, and we can take it's a diamond scene. If you take it, you will get this premium exclusive scene with Ellie. Ellie will knock one of the raiders down, and then he will get on the bike, keeping in pace with the vehicle, our van, and then stretch his hand out, and we can take the hand and we can keep the balance and jump on the bike behind him, and we'll grab to him. That was such an adrenaline rush and a great scene. Then we will make a noise and get Knuckle and other buddies to follow us. Most of them will follow us because they only believe in their pride, and foolish people, outraged by they get outraged by very little, and they will do everything to defend their pride, and they don't think straight. So we used that, and we thought maybe if some of the raiders follow our van, the others, Angel, Shannon, they can take them down. So meanwhile, we in the bike go, and we need to make some choices. We look for something to use in that bike, and we throw a bag on someone's head, and they lose the balance and drop down. Then we take the uphill path that also dislodges some of the raiders, and then Knuckles was still hot on our heels. But even though Knuckles was hot on our heels, he loses his balance, and we lose him also. And then finally take a deep breath and relax. You can choose either to comment on Ellie's biking skills, or you can say it was really nice to be with him, and we wish that we could be there with him like this forever. And also, so there's a romance option and normal option. Also, we can tease that we got to know that Ellie hadn't ridden a bicycle, not bicycle, but a motorbike before, but he thought it wouldn't be much different than riding a bicycle. So it was his first time. It was risky. Then we share some love, and we say that we are not going to tell this to Troy. It was fun scene, but then we get back to Survivor's Lodge. We see everyone has made it there, and Dirk is there. He's definitely surprised to see this many people, but well, he trusts our instincts, and we got lots of corpse to grow there and to increase our survival chances. Also, we see a dispute there. One of the elders from Sunflower Creek saying that we are the problem. They lost their home. But we can also talk some sense into them that we literally saved their lives. But most of the elders will agree on the thing that they need to calm down. What's done is done, and they need to look forward to what's best for them now. Then we go inside. We gather around. Also, in a scene, we'll get to decide our next what do we want to increase for our next part. Now, we got a lot of food supplies from Sunflower Creek, So for the next thing, we can either grow some food or we can increase our medical supplies that we can treat people who are injured, or we can learn how to combat zombies. Shannon basically proposed that. I think personally I went with the medical tent to build that medical help there. Let me know what you guys chose between medical help and food. I thought we already had a food pen. Growing trees would be really nice, but we had a lot of food things already, so growing medical supplies would be beneficial. And then we also get a construction site information that Cassidy was working on, so it also reminds us of the painful death Cassidy went through, or her loss, our hearts pang at that. Specifically, our main character's heart. And then in a diamond scene, we can read the lore. It is basically a magazine about a building that was about to build, a construction place, which was supposed to be up and about by 2025, but it never happened. And Cassidy wrote a lot of information, info. It was a magazine, but in between each and every paragraph, Cassidy wrote her own thoughts and opinions about it. So sometimes these were really useful info and side from Cassidy, but also sometimes it was really funny. Cassidy was a person with dry humor and the dry show she has. So it was fun reading her opinion, and it also felt like even though Cassidy is not here, she is still helping us somehow. That's how the main character feels at that point. Then we plan to return to the place, but also some previous choices have some effect in this book. That Angel will go to feed her mom and dad rats, I think, dead rats or something. And also we will tell Angel to check that if they're bound tightly or not, if everything's okay, they should not get loose. And then we also go out for the construction. Before going out, we have a conversation with Dirk, and we see that Dirk is on his edges because we tell Dirk to take care of everyone, and he says he's not stupid. So we can mitigate the situation. I specifically took pity in Dirk because we are in an unprecedented situation, and Dirk seems to be a bit distant, and we tell him that he saved us fleeing from the tower, but he says he didn't do it for us only. I understand that in a situation like this where we don't even know if tomorrow we're going to be alive or not, people can show some extreme behaviors, or they can be a little on edge. So we have this conversation lightly with Dirk, and then we move on to this construction side that Cassidy mentioned so much about, and we learn valuable info from Cassidy if we took the lore, and then we see the construction work. It doesn't look like it was abandoned for a long time. We see on a tower, I think beneath the longest tower building, that is still not complete, of course, there's something. So we were sort of looking what it was, and then suddenly Ellie warns us, and we get back and we see something dropping just where our head was. And we look up, we see a strange person saying, or rather, they were warning us that if we don't go away from here, then our skulls will be cracked. So basically a threat. So this construction work, we have developed this construction place, but what lies here, and are these people enemy? Are they foe, or are they friends? We'll find out in the next chapter. Will we have to sway them in our side, just like we did with Sunflower Creek people? They will be really interesting. I think we can get as many hands on deck as possible. Let me know in the comments your thoughts and opinions about this chapter. So what I really liked about this whole Wake the Dead book, how they recap every chapter at the end. So you basically, I personally got the weapon, that was a diamond weapon. Then I mostly saved all of the Sunflower Creek people and brought them to our place, and also most of the crops we brought from there, and we increased our food supply. But also for the slot in our lodge, I chose the medical supplies and medical care. Let me know what you guys chose there. And we chose to take Cassidy's lore, or Cassidy's magazine, where Cassidy had written some of her valuable infos, and inputs about the construction work that could be really useful and vital in the future, or in swaying those members, just like Sunflower Creek members, who knows, in the construction side, I mean. And then we went to the construction side, and we see that there are people already who are not really friendly. And also, we lost Boot and Knuckles in the bike race by taking that diamond scene in the bike chase, rather. And also, if you took the bike chase diamond scene, not only just you get an advantage on Boot and Knuckle and the Raiders gang, but also you got one of their fancy bikes. Ellie comments on it, quote, "They do have nice taste on their bike, but same can't be said about their outfits." That was really funny when he said that same can't be said about their outfit choices. But that was about this chapter. It's amazing. The next chapter is going to be interesting. And I think we're taking a break from zombies at this point, because for the past two chapters, zombies aren't a big threat for our group or our lodge as much as these people are. First the raiders, and now in this construction work there are some folks. So this is really good. We are also navigating the human side in a lethal apocalypse. This is always a big factor. Let me know in the comments your thoughts and opinions. Wake the Dead, I really enjoyed reading this chapter. It started off a bit, first two chapters it was not, I wouldn't say I was so much into it. I definitely liked it better than most of the books released in past 1.5 years. But as it went on and went on, now when we're 7 chapters in, this is by far the best book in choices in past 1.5 years since Blades was released, Distant Shores was released, hands down. Let me know in the comments below what are your thoughts, and I will always look forward to next Wednesday or Friday, Thursday for this book, Wake the Dead. And I will have Mismatch Chapter 3 review soon, and Surrender is coming out. We will talk more about that, but let me know in the comments about this chapter of Wake the Dead Chapter 7. Can't wait for Chapter 8, and I'm now excited how they're going to end the book, whether it will have a sequel or not. For VIP folks, you will come back this 16th of February from hiatus. There are a lot of questions. They took the hiatus, they took the break. Is it going to give it a sequel or not? If they give, choices will be an amazing place. They will get a lot of positive feedback about this. I hope it's not just rushed. Let's see. Only time will tell on that. But for now, it's a goodbye. I'll see you. Peace out.